I'm just getting the boat ready. Got the motor to put on still, and a few other things. My cool tackle center. I got some hook covers, so I put those on there and cleaned it up a little bit, but not a whole lot. So we are going to put you guys on the front seat, like usually, because you guys get the preferred seat. You get the front seat. I get to steer. You guys get to ride. Let me get my other stuff in my poles. Grab this just so I can get that crazy thing. Maybe I can get my net a little easier with this thing. Maybe not. Doesn't really be a lot. Make sure my fish finder turns on. It turns on. Let's get the motor on. Go around to the other side. Wait. Kind of heavy. More awkward than heavy. Being so long. Looks like somebody's camping out on the lake in a little weekender. Beautiful week for it. It's supposed to get to 80 degrees. A little brisk this morning, but not too bad. Let's hook up the motor. So I'm gonna hook up the motor. Oh, that's not good. Lost my positive on my fish finder there. Right. Need to put another end on that. In the meantime, we'll just bare wire it. Alright. We got power. Power. Doing good still. emergency backup system. Gotta have an emergency backup system. Just in case you run out of power or something breaks. Favorite rod. Very important to have your favorite rod. This guy where I can get to him. Almost ready to launch, guys. Almost ready. Need the PFD. Grab those boxes. PFD. All right. Let's go park the truck. Huh. Good. Good. All right. Let's put the live well where I can get to it. We'll probably catch the stupid trout because they stupid. All right, let's shove off. It's like walking on balloons. I mean, it's stable. stability for me. Not too stable for me. All right. We're off. All right. I usually like to fish around the marina a bit. Thought I'd do some crappie fishing today too, depending on water temperatures. Because Saturday I saw big groups of crappie in the lake, and those are fun to catch. Panfish season. Dropping the transducer. And we'll see if we can't catch something right here in the marina. First thing in the morning. First cast. Never want to catch one on the first cast. Kind of gives you false hopes for the rest of the day. It's not like you don't try, but kind of want it on the third or fourth, especially if it's a big one. You want to catch, you want to try. I can't read what you guys are saying. I'll pick it up in a sec. Well, thanks for joining me anyway on a beautiful morning here in Oregon. Let's see what y'all saying. Oh, howdy, brother. I am fishing for, I always fish for, hey, casters, hi, Seaver. I always fish for bass, but today we're shooting for a little crappie, I think, because our bass are still, water's still cold. They're just coming up for pre-spawn right now. It's just, the bass just aren't hitting lately. Now, if they hit today, we're switching directions real quick. But we're going to fish around this marina a bit. I mean, the trout are hitting because they just stocked it, so. They just stocked it, so it's like getting a trout is pretty easy right now. You'll see it in my Saturday video. Some really nice sized ones. Kokanee are doing really well too right now. But they're biting at about 30 feet. I don't have a downrigger. I could jig them. I have a fish finder, of course, so I could jig them. Got some new baits I want to give a shot today. Some I did, some I didn't. I'm using light tackle, my Shimano Aldebaran on a 7.5 foot light trigger by Cajun Custom Rods. 4 pound P-line fluoro. You can catch any size fish you want with light tackle. You just gotta play them. You just gotta play them. Let them tire out. You're not gonna muscle them in. Not on light tackle. And that's the fun part, I think. Well, I know. That's the fun part. couple boats on the lake already. Let's see. So the crappie were just coming up on Saturday, so saw some big schools though. Crappie like to hang around here. Usually I see them though. They'll start to boil a bit, strangely enough. You know, these crop boil means they hit the surface, and the bubbles on the surface look like a boil. So I'm using a small minnow underspin right now. Little paddle tail on it. I really enjoy underspins too when I'm doing light tackle stuff. I'm going to come around to the outside of the dock. I want to see if I can see any shadows under there. I think the light's good enough for me to see fish over there. No, the light's not good enough yet. Oh, no, there's some. Let me see. I mean, they just congregate underneath this thing in the summer like crazy. Nope, I don't see any. There's just a few of them. Let's go over to the rocky area, see if we can get a smallmouth. I did see a smallmouth Saturday, so just look under the docks, look for shadows. Such a pretty morning, guys. Water says 53 degrees right now. Although it's still fairly new on temperature, but 53 it says, which is good. I mean, 55 is really where you want to get it on up for bass. So maybe later today, after the lake warms with this nice warm day, we can start catching some bass. We'll see. There's some quarries right here that, you know, rocks emanate heat. Captures it, emanates it for about, you know, the first 5 inches or so around a rock. It's warmer. So you like to fish around those rock piles for the warm water fish. I'm going to let it sink. It's a beautiful day. Let's hit these rock piles. There's 2 quarries right here with a gap in between them. Boats are allowed to get out that way. Can't see quite so far. There are crappie. Crappie can't see below them. You always fish above them. That's why their eyes are positioned on their head. They're just not made to see below them. Just in case. Fish do like to jump up onto their, from below them. They're ambush predators, fish are, so. Fish finder's not seeing nothing. It's really nice to see the lake warm up this much. A week ago, the lake was more than 10 degrees cooler. So it's warming up quick. This lake likes to turn on a dime. Got a couple of my spinners I made, so I want to give those a shot too. And if you guys look at this, that's Mount McLaughlin right there. Mount McLaughlin. Beautiful. It is it's very tranquil setting. Still got snow on the ground. Funny, this lake did not freeze up this year. Last year we had 4 feet of ice. This year we had none. Can't put my glasses on. I can't read nothing. Hopefully we get some good video today, like we did on Saturday. Should have got a hit by now on this thing. I'll throw a small square bill on this and do some trolling. I trolled with that last Saturday. It caught all sorts of stuff. All right, let's do a little trolling. Go out here to the side. There's a stump out here. I usually like to do a little circling around it. I don't know about you guys. This is good therapy. This is real good therapy. You can just hear some of the animals, the birds. We have otters in this lake too, freshwater otters. Sometimes, you know, because I have a live well I throw in the water, sometimes they like to come up and try to open it up and get the fish out of it. It's always a fun video. They're really cute, and some of them can get really big, you know, like sea lion size. It feels like, and they're just huge sometimes. Those are ones in the river. Ones in the river are just massive. You just take it in. Just take it in. I'm going to go around this stump, head out into a bay called Rainbow Bay. It's getting a lot of hits, and it's about a 10-foot deep bay right out there. And if we get some pre-spawn, yeah, the smallmouth should be coming up. They love to pre-spawn up here though, so maybe. Oh, there's a little jumper. Little guy though. Oh, little. I don't know, perch maybe. They don't like to jump So I have an auction this weekend on Whatnot at 1 o'clock of my baits. And hopefully you guys can join me. I only have about 35 baits, so I'm giving away a bait casting right-handed reel to one of the buyers. It's a buyer's giveaway. I do have 2 reels, brand new ones, that are for sale, a Luz Max Pro and an American History Luz and a Max Pro Abu Garcia. And I've got some vintage stuff. I restored a couple reels. I mean, they're vintage, for 10 or 13 bucks. One's that works better than it did when it was brand new, because I completely tore that thing apart and cleaned it up. Looked like it had some mud in it and stuff, and just cleaned it up and then re-lubed it. And when I put it back together, it's smooth as silk. For $13, that reel is good stuff. I mean, I think the Fluger is 10 bucks, 12 bucks, something. They're worth more than that, 20, 40 bucks, if you were to turn around and sell them. And then there's some vintage lures that I found that are good deals. I usually mark them down 30 to 50% of market value, but the reels are 30% off market value, retail, if you were to look. Oh, 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 oh. Come on. Might just be the bottom. It was more of a pull than it was a tug. Can't get you excited though, even when a rock hits your bait. We're coming up to an area. There's a big green gazebo here. This is an area that the smallies love to spawn in. In the summer, I catch smallmouth along the shoreline at will. In the summer, when the water's 75 degrees surface temp, I throw a mini popper out there, a whopper plopper or something, or a wake bait. They hit at almost every cast. It's just that easy to catch a smallmouth over in this area. This is hitting rocks. It's 8 feet deep here. You don't mind it hitting rocks. You just don't want to get caught on rocks. When your bait hits rocks, it creates a sound, so a ticking sound, and that attracts fish. So if you were to use a deep diving lure, a big lip one, and it goes down 12 feet, use it in 10 feet of water and bounce it off stuff on the bottom. That big lip will help reduce snags dramatically. but by it hitting things on the bottom, uh, it creates sort of a come hither uh, moment. So try to get it up off the line. There's another really cool bait I painted. What am I trying? This lake does have crawfish in it, but not a lot of crawfish. Um, and it's not known. I mean, some kids do round up the crawfish, in the dark. They use flashlights to attract the craws. And so we're going to put a craw on here, one that I painted. And when you see it, you're going to think, that is so cool. That's what you're going to say. You're going to say, Mike, that is so cool. Because it is. Stuffed it in there, 6 cents box. I'm going to troll this guy. So, that's what we're going to try. He'll dive to about 6 feet, maybe a little more. So he's going to be swimming just above bottom, if not hitting bottom. Really don't want to lose him, but that's the risk we all take. And I'll paint another. By the way, this bait's available for sale this weekend too. If I lose this one less will be available. Creators. All right. Look at that. That is a great looking bait. It's a nice sinking bait. Let's see what you guys say. Hey Amber, how are you? I'm fishing for bass really right now. So I'm in the smallmouth area. So we are fishing for bass. Lake of the Woods, Oregon. Amber, it's nice to have you with me. I don't usually have girls with me. Don't tell my wife. So we're just going to troll like at 1 mile an hour if I can get that slow. Really cool. Let me look at it. Whenever you get a new bait, look at it in the water. This one won't troll because I can't troll that slow. It's a very slow retrieve bait. So we're just going to work the shoreline a bit. This is more of a very slow stop and go bait. So when you get a new bait, analyze it in the water in front of you. See how it wants to be worked. Oh, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm on my mom's YouTube channel. Well, welcome, young man. I apologize. I look at names. Sorry, buddy. I really. See? I told you, I don't usually have women pop on my channel. See? I don't know what it is about fishing. I mean, it's such a beautiful sport, you know? Most of the time, you're just enjoying the environment. Oop. Oh, I'm on a rock. Like I said, if I lose this bait, then what unless is for sale this weekend? Let's get over here. Let's try to get this thing up. Oh, there we go, got it. We got it. So I apologize. Let's see what you got to say. I like fishing. I love fishing. It's just, like I said, it's just, for one thing, every cast is suspenseful. I mean, you're casting each time to catch a fish, but you don't know if you're going to catch a fish. So it's exciting actually. On every cast, I mean, every turn of the knob, you expect a fish to hit it. And yet you're not disappointed when fish don't, because it's the thrill that, oh, there's one behind me. You just, let's see if we can get his attention with this crawl. Maybe I'm working the wrong line. Another one jumped. Maybe I should lure out, choose a different lure. We'll troll that line. Now this is a bass lure. I mean, we really are limiting what we want on this line. I mean, a trout's not going to hit this. These are small fries that are jumping right now. They're small fries. So let's, we're going to change this just a little bit. Well, a lot of it actually. I'm going to take this guy off because what I'm seeing jump out here won't hit this. They're not bass. I'm going to stick that in the box because this guy likes to get tangled up. Box. There is a little itty bitty bait here that I put in here. There. It's a little googly. That'll be a good trolling bait. They're jumping. No, got it. Not you. They're not big fish. They might be just crappie, and this will catch crappie. And crappie do hit the surface like that. And on this lake, really weird, but they do. So it's called a micro banger, they call it. And it's just a tiny little square bill, goes down at best 4 feet. They're all over the place. So let's see if those are crappie. We're going to troll this. This is a tiny little bait. See that? Tiny little bait. So we're going to turn the boat. And we're going to go over there we're going to work that line and see what we can do, because why not? Ain't caught nothing yet, although we just got on the water. So a lot for me. I know my channel's called Terrible at Fishing, but I'm really not that bad. I used to be that bad. You live in Southern California, you can't catch squat. Okay, we're coming out. It's behind me, of course, so we're going to work this area here, because I'm seeing a lot of jumpers, and they're probably crappie. But they'll hit this. And since it can only go down about 4 feet, crappie are suspended fish. So, again, they can't see below them, but they can see above them. So they'll hit this one. A little bit of a breeze. Well, if you live locally, just holler. If you're at Lake of the Woods and I'm here, I always got a front seat. Usually, I always have a front seat. And just jump on it and go fishing. With Mom's permission, of course. Gotta have Mom's permission. I'm going to turn right. We're at 17 feet of water. I'm going to run this line up to Aspen, which is another boat ramp. And then we're going to cut across to the left towards the other side of the lake. I saw a lot of crappie over there on Saturday, so I love crappie. Crappie fishing is a lot of fun. And they taste great. They're really good eating fish. So hit thumbs up, by the way. I don't know why, but it makes me feel good when I get a thumbs up. It's like getting a gold sticker, in school. And they usually have a bait or two for the kids, so I have stickers. Terrible at fishing stickers. Everybody needs a terrible at fishing sticker. Okay, we're in 16 feet of water. We're working the upper water column. And when I say water column, it's from the bottom of the lake to the surface. That's the water column. And so when I say, well, they were upper water column, lower water column, or something like that, that, it's the depth, but the difference between top and bottom. I'm going to come in a little shallower, I think. Probably go to about 13 feet. 16 now. This is a very, very finesse bait. This get up right here is called a bait finesse system. It's a Shimano Aldebaran. Bait finesse system just means a bait caster that can throw very light tackle. And normally you would use a spinning rod to do it, because bait casters really can't do 1/8 ounce, 1/16 ounce, 1/32 of an ounce unless you get a BFS. Or, they're jumping over here. That was actually a decent sized one. So let's see what happens. I mean, I'm going to get on this line and see what happens. Maybe it's some smallmouths coming up for respawn. I haven't caught a bass this year yet. A lot of trout, steelhead, stuff like that, but I haven't caught a bass. This will be my first bass. And today's a good day to catch a bass. Look at that little guy. He cleared the water 18 inches. He's just a little guy. Probably a bass, because he wasn't panfish looking. Panfish are sort of oblong guys, so these are like little baby bass. Maybe they spawn better. They're just, if that's the case, we're going to have a good morning. We just worked this shoreline. And the smallmouths, they fight the best. Best fighting fish in the lake is a smallmouth bass. They fight 3 times their size. So on a light tackle, it feels big. And then you're disappointed when you get in because they go, oh, it's only 8 inches. 6 inches. And they're very aggressive fish. But they have small mouths. That's why they're called smallmouths. And smallmouth and largemouth bass are not really bass. They're actually in the sunfish family. This is a good bait for it. More than 10 feet of water, which is great. This is a good depth water column, you know. Fishing right now. Some campers. It's going to get 75, 80 degrees today. It's going to be real warm today. Forgot to bring suntan lotion. I'm going to go home really, really dark. I don't really burn. I think it's being Italian. Italians, we just tan. Really dark. By the end of summer, I don't look white anymore. I'm definitely African American. Because half of me is Sicilian. You know, Sicily was part of Africa. We're the only Caucasian race that can get sickle cell anemia. When fish spawn, they like hard bottoms. And hard, could be rocks, could be wood. They like it shallow too, because they need the warmth of the sun to help hatch their eggs. This bait weighs 1/8 of an ounce. It's a little tiny crank. This is about as small a crankbait as you can throw. When this water gets another 10 degrees, this lake just kills. We've gone over 10 degrees in a week. I mean, who knows when we'll hit that 70-degree mark. When you fish too, change the presentation a little bit. You could do a straight retrieve, and if you don't get a hit, try some pauses on your retrieve and little tugs. Fish are opportunists. If they see a pause on a bait fish, they take advantage of it. So a lot of times you'll get a hit right on pause. Or the drop. Change the rate of speed. How many tugs you do? 1, 2 tugs, 3 tugs. Make it look erratic. Can't tell you how beautiful this is. A couple walking her yellow lab right there on the trail. Oh, that'd be a little sheepdog. White paper. What do they call it? St. Bernards. This is St. Bernard. Whitewood. A lot of ospreys here. A great video to find on my channel is the osprey, saving a majestic bird. And they got the Holden Eagle. How cool is that? Actually, an osprey is a category all in itself. But it's an eagle. Beautiful, beautiful eagle. And he was so exhausted by the time we got to him. He let me hold him. Didn't try to bite me. Didn't try to claw. He let us cut all the fishing line off of him, and took him a couple hours to regain his strength, and then he flew away. But my favorite moment on the water was that. Had a lot of good moments on the water. We got some bad ones. Almost died a couple times. But there's one 2 years ago. I flipped my kayak in the middle of this lake. Water was 39 degrees. Nobody could come out to get me. 4 feet of snow on the ground. I was dying. They were running around, yelling at me. I couldn't do nothing. I was just freezing to death. Just hoping the current would take me to the shore, but it wasn't. It was taking me right down the middle of the lake. I couldn't feel anything. I finally found a rental kayak underneath the snow, and it was a tandem, and 2 of them, Chris and Lorana, came out, paddled out to me, roped me in, and dragged me to the shoreline. And I got a ride in a helicopter. I was frozen though. 10 more minutes. That's all they said. 10 more minutes in the water. My family wouldn't have had me anymore. So I'm not in a kayak anymore. I'm in a boat. This boat is sturdy, stable. I can stand on one of these pylons and it won't flip. I mean, I'm getting kind of fat, but it's a pretty stable boat. As long as I stay on it, I'm good. I should have a seatbelt, really. The lake is full. I saw on the news that Lake Tahoe is going to be full, at full capacity too. This lake reminds me of Tahoe, except it's much smaller. It's like a mini Tahoe with the trees. You know, the forest comes right down to the water line. There's a few homes on it. They're all vacation homes. Nice resort. And this just kind of reminds you of Tahoe a little bit. I like it. What? We're almost to Aspen Point here. I'm surprised we didn't get a hit on this little guy. I'm surprised. Canada geese. Noisy little things. Some interesting facts about fish. If you ever look up what colors fish identify, bass don't see blue. Well, they see it as something other than blue. And the best color that trout identify is blue. It's funny that everybody goes to red and yellow, which both species can see red and yellow. But blue catches fishermen. It's such a pretty color. We're going to troll right along this point here into Aspen Bay a little bit, and then we're going to go straight across the lake. These two geese are just talking to each other. One saying, I want to lay eggs. The other one saying, you're not that attractive. Because they ain't getting together. Male's right in front of me, and then the female's to the left on the water. This is what I call Aspen Point. It's just a little jetty right here that jets out, and it's a good mix of smallmouth, largemouth right here, typically in the summer. It's got 2 step downs right here, and so we're going to cast towards shore. And a step down is just, fish, like I told you, are ambush predators. They like to be right underneath that, hiding below that drop down. And then when a fish swims above them, they jump up and they grab it. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. That little cove has a lot of small largemouth in it typically in the summer. But if you ever want to catch something, you just go over there in the summer, and there's just tons of them. I should have got a bite. I really should have got a bite. Could go. I'm fairly disappointed in this bait right now. It should have worked by now. Now, I did put a Storm soft plastic in my tackle box. So we're just going to go into the cove here, circle out, and then we'll switch the bait if I don't get a hit. And we'll put that Storm soft bait. It's got a curly tail on it, and so a little longer profile. Come on. Oh, they're getting together. I guess he was playing hard to get. Yeah, works for some. Nature. Just come right into this little cove. I think I'm disturbing them. I cast a few times in here. And I'm going to switch baits. I thought this little guy would have got a hit. I really thought it would have got a hit. You know what? I'm going to try one of my spinners. Because I made them. I'm going to try a chartreuse in blue. It's got a feather tail on it. That's what we're trying right there. It's a hand-tied feather tail. It's about a quarter ounce, not a little less than quarter ounce. I gotta put my glasses on. Make sure that catches cotton. Looks good. This thing spins at any speed, by the way. It's a very good spinner. Really good spinner. That's a noisy couple. It must be Italian. People don't know how to speak without cussing. You pay $10 to use the lake. I mean, that to me is dirt cheap. California, you're out $50 to launch a boat in the lake. He's going to do kokanee. He's got some flashers on his line. .52-degree water. It's getting good. Getting really good. We want 55. That's what we want. 55 on up for bass. We're in the shade here, though. I'm going to head across over to Boy Scout. Although it's not called Boy Scouts anymore. They're called America Scouts or something like that. now Boy Scouts have their co-ed. Girl Scouts still exist. Girls get everything. We're just feathering the engine because I don't want to go really past 1 mile an hour. This bait spins really good at less than a mile an hour. So. Oh, he's trolling. He's not shooting for kokanee. The foul mouth guy. He's foul mouth. He's gonna troll. He wants trout. Rainbow Bay if you want trout. Far side of it, Rainbow Bay in the south end. That really is where the trout migrated to. They stopped at this one, but they left this area. Now they are deeper. The deeper water columns. Now spinners are terrible to troll with typically because they like to ride up. That's why I'm feathering the engine. The trout are shallow, so if they do hit, we'll hit it. We're trolling really slow. Yeah, Boy Scouts changed their name because they're no longer just boys. How come boys don't get a club? You know, the He-Man's Woman Haters Club, like Little Rascals have. Although Darla always barged in on the He-Man's Woman Haters Club. Darla. Although Alfalfa had a thing for Darla. If you're young, you have no idea what I just said. If you're a baby boomer or older, you know what I said. It's a Little Rascals, man, the original, with buckwheat. That's a beautiful day. Look at that. That's Mount McLaughlin right there. That's Mount Brown right there. Both of them are volcanoes. There's a ton of volcanoes here, where I live. And the Lava Tubes National Park or something like that. One of the coolest places because you could walk inside lava tubes, big giant caves. Some of them are just massive. Fly a plane into them. I mean, they're just huge. strategy's not working yet. That's a good spinner, though. Really is a very good spinner. I make great spinners, by the way. Okay, this is a shad curly tail. Ah. Line twist. Okay. Get that line twist out. So we're going to throw. Control that behind us. You got to play with it a little bit. Let's see what it does. Always play with it a little bit. Learn the bait. Just tell you guys to learn the bait. Let me see what y'all say. I got a second. I think I know what lake you are on, morning. Hey, Cameron. Yeah. This is Lake of the Woods. Yeah, wedding rings do work pretty good. I mean, for trout. Got a little tangled on that little tip. There we go. This is my long rod. What in the world? Come on, let go. Little salad. All right, we'll control this little guy, see what happens. Just while we get over to the other side. You know what? I'm going to switch rods. Even though this is my favorite rod. I want to go to a heavier rod. Come on. And we're going to use a swank. This one has a level. I think the bass will be biting. I mean, if they're coming up for pre-spawn, they should be pretty hungry. And should be able to get one. But, you know, the water's still a little cool, 53, 54 degrees. So I think maybe one more week we'll be able to catch our bass pretty regularly. But today, I don't know. It's on that borderline, it's right there. So just before it happens, this is a big bait. So if we get a fish on it on the way over, and there's a good spot coming, between me and there, where I usually catch 2, 3, 4 pounders all the time. This is one of those baits that I would love to find a good knockoff blank so I could paint them. But I can't find the same blank. I have similar ones, but they're not the same. And I want to find, it'd be nice if I could get a knockoff. I could find somebody with a knockoff of this. So I could paint them. It's fun painting your own baits. And it rattles like a baby rattle, like a castaneda or whatever your castanets. It's crazy loud under the water right now. And what that does, it triggers defensive mechanisms in a fish. I mean, it's almost like they can't control themselves when it comes to a rattle. It's like a really obnoxious person, in your group. You just want to slap them. That's kind of the way a rattle is in a fish. Fish just wants to put an end to it. It just triggers something in a fish. So over on the Boy Scout or America Scout or whatever it's called nowadays, Scouting America, I don't know what it's called anymore. The world's gotten so screwed up, they don't even know what a boy or a girl is anymore. My generation, what was between your legs defined you as a boy or a girl. Not anymore. The world's gone insane. Ignore simple biology. XX or an XY, and they're like, well, no. Now they probably think it's an XZ. I don't know. Go through the alphabet. That's why you got LGBTQ+, because they keep adding letters. What happened to just simple dignity? Respect each other's choices, but don't force it on somebody else. I like that. Me, I think the way I want to think. And I hope people accept me for what I am. I can still enjoy a day with anybody. But don't expect me to accept something that I don't want. I respect everybody's choices in life. Now this is a very bright lure. And in clear water, you want to use bright colors. So clear water, bright. Dark water, dark. In dark water, there's no light, so it doesn't see color. Fish don't see color in dark water. Neither can you. We all need light to see color. So what they do is they go off of profiles in dark water. So if you work in a stained water area, where it's 1 or 2 feet visibility, then you want to go with darker bait so it presents a profile better underwater. But in clear water, there's tons of light. We have about 15 feet clarity in this lake. So typically, seldom do I use dark colors in this lake. It's not a black and blue, lake. A lot of guys, they go to black and blue baits, soft baits and stuff like that. This lake just doesn't respond well to black and blue because you could put a bubblegum worm, which is bright pink, and the bass love that. I mean, it just presents itself so much better underwater. And you would think, why would I use a bubblegum worm? Because it works. It's clear. It's clear water. So we're headed over to the Dry Creek outlet right here. It's feeding. It's actually running. Dry Creek is, and so is Rainbow Creek on the southern end. Should I say the mouth of Dry Creek? I always think the mouth is where it, starts, but I always have that wrong. That's where it ends. But it's also an outlet, right? So I could be right that way too. This is my medium heavy rod, and it's don't laugh too much, but this is a nice reel. This is the Pissy Fun Spark Pro. Thing's colorful. It's like color shifting, but it's a very nice reel. I like the reel. I had two of them, but I lost the side plate on the other one. I threw it away. But it's a very good reel for the money. I guess I have 2 reels this weekend for sale. Actually 4 reels. There's an Osprey. The Luz Max Pro and the American History, and then the Abu Garcia Max Pro. For $60, you can't beat them. They're really good reels for $60. Both new. And then I've got that Zebco I restored. It's just a great little spin caster. $13, I think I put it on my auction this weekend on Whatnot. And what a great little reel. I mean, $13? The thing's better than new. I completely tore it apart. It looks like somebody may have dropped it in mud or something like that. So I cleaned out all the dirt and the gearing and stuff, and re-lubed it, and oh gosh, it's smooth as silk. All right, we're going to come up here. We got all these stupid little ducks hanging around here. The residences. They tow them up here for some strange reason in the winter. And this is the thickest ice, so don't ask me, why they do this, because I don't know. I think somebody told them to do it like 2 generations ago, and they just kept doing it. But this is the thickest ice. This ice gets 6 feet thick up here, and in the winter. Now this year winter we didn't have any. They didn't have to do this at all, but these homeowners, they pay somebody to tear apart their docks, tow them up here, and then put them back. I don't know. Why don't they just leave them on their docks? It just doesn't make sense. You need to just tow them out if you're worried about whatever, but tow them out 10 feet. But I don't know. I have no idea. It's just weird. They just do it. So look at all these little docks around here in the thickest ice area. These are all residence docks. So, and they pay people to tow them out here. And then they gotta pay them to put them back. All right, this bait didn't work. We'll go to that. Go back to the ultralight. Let's toss this around these docks, see if anything happens to pull out on this cover. This is a Cajun custom rod too. This is their Black Bayou. Stiff rod. This is a very stiff rod. Has a it's good 70%, 75% backbone on this. So on your hookups, you're not going to lose that fish right on this. A little harder to cast because it is a heavy rod. And oh, little arm swallow. I think he got excited at that. These are beautiful baits in the water. Like I said, I wish I could find the blanks on this design. Love that. I just love this bait. Nothing's even chasing it, so sometimes you can see him chase it up to the boat. Oh yeah, Cajun's got a great sale going on right now. And I cannot recommend a rod better than for light tackle. These triggers. It's about as good as it gets. Can't imagine a better rod in my life. I've bought a lot of rods. You know, there's a Gary Loomis Edge right there. It's a good rod. It's not one of the best, even though they claim that they're one of the best. They're not. The most expensive rod I got is right there, though, that Edge. I do not like the way this is swimming. I don't like the way that storm is swimming. Even I wouldn't bite that one. I mean, it looks nice in your hand, but it just doesn't have a good presentation. So we're going to take that guy off. Put him back in his little package. And he's probably good jigging bait. You know, that's probably a good jigging bait. But it's a lousy casting bait. Back to this underspin. Got a lot of fish on it on Saturday. It's got a really good presentation. I love underspins, especially finesse underspins. Just ordered some more finesse ones. Those will come in a week or so. All right. That's a really nice underspin. 1/4 ounce. Heavier than it looks. This area right here is, in the summer, becomes all lily pads. Probably catch a 1 or 2 pound bass right in here under the lily pads. But come offshore about 150 yards or 200 yards, there's a big vegetative area where you can catch 3-pounders on a fairly regular basis, maybe 4-pounders. And then there's some great cover along the west side. One of my secret spots. It's not so secret, but you can catch a double digit. This side of the lake has big cover and good vegetation. And because of that, the largemouth, they really enjoy this area. You can catch smallies too, but it's more of a largemouth area. So I'm going to go over here a bit. There's a little crevasse right down here. It's usually at the edge of the lily pads. There's a drop off there, and it's actually a really great spot to find some bass in the summer. But it's a rocky area right next to it, which this time of year, like I told you, it's a great area for spawning. Something down there. Let's see if I can see them. Oh, yep. Crappie. And perch. I see the perch. There's a lot of perch right below me. Bunch of perch right below me. Watch. Watch. We'll just jig it. We'll jig this right below me. See if we can catch one of these little perch. This lake is known for way too many perch. There he is. You can see him. Or if we put a little bait on there, they hit. Some power bait or something. A lot of perch though. My viewfinder's lit up, but I could see them, so. I'm just working this little drop off right here. Like I said, there's a gully right here, right in front of me, where the rocks drop, and then in the summer, this is right to the right, is where the lily pads grow. You can see the vegetation start to sprout underneath the water. Perch like to work the bottom. They like to hug bottom. So if you put a worm, oh, there we go. Oh, you let go. and when they bite, they vibrate. A perch vibrates. So you know immediately if it's a perch or another fish by the way they bite. So this vegetation is growing pretty heavily right now. Like in about 3 or 4 weeks it'll hit the surface. But the water's a lot deeper than it usually is because it's full. And the lake is. This is what lily pads look like before they're lily pads. That's what this is. See, now we go from 6 feet to like 2 feet right here. This is all rocks right here, and then we fish the other side of these rocks. It's just a little jetty right here. And we hope maybe a smallmouth or largemouth will hit this. If they're coming up for spawning, this is a pretty good spot. Like I said, there's tons of perch down here. And perch are annoying, because they'll hit a bass, soft plastics, they'll just eat it from the tail. Well, there's my little boat. It's got everything on it, my little boat. And it's a Sea Eagle fold cat. It's an inflatable pontoon boat, 4 chambers. Tough as nails though. The last one I had 15 years and I sold it as good as new. Made some nice improvements to the boat, including multi-chambers, but also this casting bar, which for me is more of a handicap access bar because I have lousy equilibrium. Traumatic brain injury, blah, 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 blah. Oh, what a great cast that was. Like 1 inch from the dock. I tell you, I've gotten better with my casting. I guess the more you do something, the better naturally you're going to get better at it. And I do a lot of casting. Now these are shallow areas right here. Again, warmer water and shallower. We're at 53.5 degrees water right now. Bass are warm water fish. So because the sun, we're on the west side right now, the sun hits this area really good in the mornings. It's a great area, morning to catch the bass. Because the water's warmer. On that side it's shaded, so it's colder water, which is fine for trout. We'll catch trout over here too, but the water's not real warm. It's like the best reel in the world. I mean, for light tackle. Oh, I don't know if that was anything. Love the sounds of nature. Never forget where you are when you're fishing. Enjoy the moment. lake's so full you lose your markers. They're submerged. A lot of branches under the water here, so. But the nice thing about an underspin, your hook is upturned, not downturned. And you can bounce over a lot of branches. I don't believe weedless jigs are really weedless, by the way. What was that? Can't argue with an upturned hook. This tree right here is usually above the water right here, and it's underwater right now. Like I said, you gotta be fairly careful when the lake is so full with your motors. I mean, this boat only has a 5-inch draft, so it's like no big deal. It's almost impossible to puncture. That is usually above the water. Let it sink. Let your bait sink a little bit, because I'm seeing fish in mid-water column. We're stuck. Gets you excited when you hear the bait clicker, huh? Drag clicker just starts going. Alright, we got it. Oh, no, we didn't. I like 18 this one. One thing about 4-pound test. Don't fight it too much. I don't want to lose it. I like this underspin. It's too deep for me to put the rod tip down into it. I think it'll reach it. It's my longest rod, 7.5 feet, so. Come on, let go, let go, let go, let go. Come on, let go. I might have to lose it. Let's see if we can't get. Let's hope it's not deeper than 7.5 feet deep. There's my tree. And just gently pull. There's my tree. Let me see my bait. Come on. There's my branch. I'm going to break it. Yep. Really like that bait. Really like that bait. I mourn its loss. So much for the idea of an upturned hook, huh? So I'm going to retie. This is the nice thing about having multiple rod holders on your boat. You position them in a way so you can do this. So you don't have to fight your rod. You can just stick it in a forward rod holder. It holds it while you restring it. Because you're going to need to do this once or twice a day at least. You just hate losing a really good bait. really hate losing. It's like having a little desk to work on. Let's see what this guy's saying. Real talk. What's your name? I'm Michael. Hey, Cameron, Lucas, Richie. Well, how can you not have a great day out on the water? You know? I'm gonna retie. Change our strategy, I guess. I hate breaking off a lure. Really do hate breaking off a lure. Especially a $10 underspin. That's why I make my own baits. So much cheaper, but still, I will use other baits. Alright, let's get a swivel, snap, swivel, whatever you want to call it. I love using snap swivels on my ultralight. So, super duper tackle center. I like using a Palomar knot. This is P-line 4.0. It holds a good knot. So, when you can use a Palomar, I say use a Palomar knot. Palomar is pretty simple. It's just a simple knot, but with you're going to bring the bait or in this case, snap swivel through the loop. And that creates a really good knot. If I can figure it. It's usually simple. Oh my goodness, why can't you do a simple knot? I guess. I'm an idiot. Put your little swivel doohickey through your loop. Normally it's a lot easier than this. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But some days I have good days. Some days I don't. Make sure that it's not looped. Go fishing. Finally got it. That was a lot more difficult than it normally is. My brain's broken today. I have broken brain days. We got ourselves a very secure. Let's test it. All right. gonna try this craw again. This micro banger by Google. One of those blanks I wouldn't mind painting either. We're in a good area for this. We'll probably lose this one too. It's only a 1 to 3 foot diver, so not a bad spot. We're almost to my super secret, not so secret spot. It's a 1/8 ounce bait, crankbait. Tiny little guy. Pull away from here. Towards the shore here. Just look in the water. See if I can see anything. You know, I don't care for catching perch too much. They seem to be coming up though. Nice thing about when the lake is warming up, all the other species like to come up. And there's a little more life in the water. Changing our bait presentation just a little bit. A little slower, some pauses. Just make it swim a little differently and hope that that's what they want. This is my super secret spot. We happen to have drifted to it. It really isn't too secret. I've told you guys where it is. We're about to cross the lake again. I kind of have this pattern when I go fishing. I'm going to troll this little bait across the lake, and we're fishing top 3 feet of the water column all the way across. bit more fishermen have hit the lake. I usually like coming out here in the midweek. It's less traffic. Saturdays and Sundays are crazy. You don't usually see me on the lake on the weekend, although last Saturday I was, but only because I couldn't get out on Friday. So now I'm pretty much straight across from the green gazebo. So now we're going to troll this straight across. And believe it or not, we're going to hit 50-foot water columns. It's amazing what you catch in the top of the water columns at the 50-foot level. If you look at Saturday's video, you'll see that big one that was jumping out of the water and just running on me. And then we're going to go fish Rainbow Bay. And Rainbow Bay was hitting good. So the far side of Rainbow Bay. Probably go to a light medium rod. Get over there. I just love this rod so much. I want to catch everything on it. Even a shark, I don't care. Sturgeon, I don't care. Not sturgeon, but I just want to catch everything on this rod. It's just such a fun rod. Straight ahead. I just went straight across. Green gazebo is a good marker for people when it's never underwater. My favorite ice fishing spot is parallel to it. And now we just hit the drop off. So now it's dropping off from that 15 feet to 34, 35. It's just dropping off real big right here. It'll get to 50 feet. It's dropped all the way to 37 right now, 38. Where I usually see schools of kokanee. 50 feet. The warmer the water gets, the deeper the koke will go. Kokanee is just a landlocked salmon. The salmon that they stock this lake is a sockeye salmon. So that's the salmon that's in this lake. They can't successfully reproduce. So they're put in here as fingerlings every 5 years. dry, in October they spawn up by the main ramp. There's hundreds and hundreds of them, and you just walk out and sort of kick them aside with your feet. In 1 and 2 feet of water. Got a video of it or two. Yeah, 50 feet. Maybe we'll try some soft plastics. I'm lousy with soft plastics. 7 feet deep. This lake at deep is when it's full 65 feet. It's not a real deep lake. The average depth of this lake is 17 feet deep. That's its average depth. But the center area is really the trench. The bays are shallow all the way across. A lot of people in the summer, they want to fish trout, so they come to the drop-off and they work the trout down at the bottom. A water bobber works really, really well with 5-foot lead on it. Trout do not reproduce in this lake at all. Every trout in this lake, whether it be a brown trout or a rainbow trout, are farm trout. Every one of them. You'll never catch an illegal size trout in this lake. They can't reproduce. Not this lake. For some reason, they just don't. The fish that reproduce in Lake of the Woods are the 2 bass, smallmouth and largemouth, perch, and crappie. And that's about it. There is some catfish in this lake, but not a lot. But and that's at the southern end typically in that mud. You can see it down there. Bait down to the bottom here and catch a perch 1 foot off the bottom. Yeah, we're looking for it. Jetting around on their boat. Still 57 feet. Yeah, about another 100 yards we'll hit the drop off again, so it'll come back up to 15 feet or so. Then we're going to run the drop off and come around into Rainbow Bay. We're going to be right up on that lip of the drop off. It's not good. I mean, you want a little bit of wind. You want the water to ripple because that creates a light refraction onto the in the water and creates movement in the water. And because of the light being refracted and that rainbowness, and it excites fish. So you don't want a placid lake when you go fishing. You want some ripples on the lake. Okay, now we're coming up. Depth finder, you're starting to see the bottom approaching us. We lost 10 feet. You get wind whipped, you know? It just exhausts you. Because, I mean, the wind howls in your own ears. And that kind of tires you a little bit. The nice thing about Rainbow Bay, it's kind of sheltered, but the fish are really on the far side, so it's not so sheltered. You come over to this side, you know, the north side of that bay. Okay, we're at 35 feet now, so this is the drop off right here. It's just coming up. Goes right in front of us. A straight line to it. Okay, 25 feet, we're leveling off here. I'm going to make a nice slow turn. A 55-pound thrust Newport. A Newport because I think it's because of the three blade prop. It's a much faster prop than the Minn Kota, which I have a Minn Kota at home, but it just doesn't push very fast. Same thrust, 55 pounds. Oh, you should have seen it. It was huge. That would be a bummer, huh? Stay with me all this time and you miss the one catch I got. It's all right. You did tune in to Terrible. And they are renting right now too. Boats, pedal boats, paddle boards. I think they got their entire rental fleet for the most part out. So the marina. We'll turn the starboard here and in between and see what happens. switch this bait out again. I'm surprised nothing's hit this bait. It's so small. And a tiny little bait. All right. Well, let's see what we've tried. Let's see what we've got. I want to go too heavy with this. Too heavy for this rod. That'll work. It's going to be windy today. Yeah. Going with another square bill. Bigger square bill, just one size up. It's 1/4 ounce. We are going with yellow and black and pearl white, and it's usually a pretty good one, but we haven't tried it yet, so. Switch it up. See, right here we're sheltered, so there's no wind right here. We are right on the outside of the marina. See if I can pull something out from under it or near it. cold, windy days. Yeah, it's wiped up on itself. You can always tell, no chatter on the tip. And we're round up. Well, gotta get your bathrooms. Shifting back. Weird. Doesn't feel good. Yeah, it's not wound up on itself. Caught itself. Caught itself. All right, let's go. Let's work. There's a trough right in here. Go that way, and then we'll. Work the shoreline a bit, and then we'll cross over to the other shoreline. nice smallmouth, largemouth over here. We'll see. You can always catch a perch. Opposite direction. We got a headwind. Chase it down. Chase it down. Where are we? Watch out for this underwater tree. I think I'm on the inside of it. There's a tree. Got a backup battery here. It's mostly charged. Give us a little bit more power. Let's see what you guys are saying, if anything. Besides, we lose signal every once in a while. Hey, Stuart. Nothing yet, buddy. Nothing yet. I'm fishing for bass. That's what I'm fishing for. I'm really hoping I can catch my first bass for the day. So, but yeah, well, nothing yet. We're working it. We're going in Rainbow Bay. A lot of vegetation there. We're going to check it out. If anything, stupid trout will hit it. I'm thinking though. I have one of those on that. On my medium. Did I hear you click? Well, after that clicker goes off, we know we got something. It's really loud. hook will work. Pop it out. So that's going to put this on my medium. This paddle tail right here. It's like a sardine. That's what it looks like. Put my glasses on. Okay. It's definitely a bass lure. Well, I could run 2 rods. I have a license for 2 rods. I can't work 2 rods. So we're going to hook this one up here. We got one. We finally got one. Picasso video start. Picasso video start. Oh, we got one. He's still fighting. 4-pound test. Really don't want to break your line. So this is our first catch for the day. Where is he? Where is he? He's coming. He's swimming to us. He broke. That is. Nice rainbow. Oh, there he goes again. You guys can see it from that angle. Big rainbow. All right. Let's bring him to us. I think he's tired enough. Oh, there he is. There he is. Yeah, no, rainbows are hitting on this side. Told you I'd probably get a dumb rainbow. Stop, man. Alright, he came off. I'm gonna put him back. There he is. There he is. Pretty, huh? Go, swim, swim, swim. There he goes. Swim away. Problem about farm trout is that they do shock real easy. Sometimes they don't swim away. So there we go. First one. First one. Sometimes if they shock, I gotta pull them back out and stick them in the live well. And keep them, clean them up and give them to a camp host. Hi. All right, well, this seemed to work, so let's do that again. So finally, huh? Finally. All right, well, we're in the right area. I posted a fishing report. I told everybody to go over to this area. Far side of Rainbow Bay seems to be where the trout sort of went. But this is also a good bass area, so we're using a bass lure. Like I said, trout are dumb. They'll hit anything. They hit the same thing over and over and over again. So that's the way trout are. He's a good fighter, though, wasn't it? That was a good fight. Took a little bit to bring him in, and what was that? 9:22. We finally caught our first fish. Trout. It's not what we're shooting for, though. We're shooting for bass. That's what we're shooting for. And they just stocked this late with those trophy trout. That was a farm trout. Oh, trout farm. That was one of the new farm trout. You can tell by the clipped fins that so there you guys go. I'm not so terrible at fishing. Hello. I've been here 3 hours and that was my first fish, so I knew they were over here. I was hoping for a smallmouth on that side and over by the Boy Scouts. fighter though. Broke surface several times. And he just started running a few times. I mean, one nice thing about it, I mean, it'd be fast. It's got such a loud a drag clicker on it that it's just more exciting. Everything is more exciting with my tackle. This wind has no direction to it. Literally, there's a vortex here. Turn and throw it to control. Pick up steam a little bit. Turn up your motor a bit. Keep that line tight. There's a vegetated area right here, and then it hits a hard bottom. So we're going to work just the line right there. Hopefully some smallmouths are over here. This is a great smallmouth bait. Anything can catch a trout. And we're just going to straighten out here. Head towards that marker buoy. Now this weird wind is to our back, but in a second, you never know, it could be a headwind. Something hit it. Oh, goes again. Chase it down. Let the fish have its instincts. They'll chase it down if they're really interested. Feet of water. Only 4-foot divers, so if you feel a tug, the likelihood is it's something. It's even that interesting. It's going to be so much fun in a month. Water's going to be warming up to bass temperatures. all those trout fishermen will be in the drop-off. We'll be out of our way. We'll just start hooking up on smallmouth and largemouth. Our bass season's longer this year because we had no ice, but it's not a long season here in Oregon for bass. It's a cold state. This is the Sunset Campgrounds. I don't think they're open yet. Aspen's open. So if you want to come camping, it's a first come, first serve at the moment. In the Aspen Campgrounds. Camp hosts over there are really cool. All of them are. Girls are great. Mark is fantastic. Really hoping the small is there. We're right on the edge of vegetation in the hard bottom, so. Close. Want that magic 55 on up. About having a battery like this, it's a lithium ion, 100 amp hour, no voltage drop off. You can go all day on this. I think you can go 15 hours, you know. Oh, there we go, we got one, got another one. Yep. All right, here we go. Oh, look at him. He's a little guy. That is a bass. Look at that. It's our first largemouth. It's the first largemouth. It's not a big one, but we'll take him. Look at you. Oh, look at that. It's our first largemouth. There he is. So pretty. Give him 2 kisses. All right. Well, that's exciting, guys. First bass of the year. First bass of the year. Right there, baby. Woohoo! That's more exciting than that big old trout that we caught. Because it's the first bass of the year. All right. Hope. Yeah, he's only about 8 inches, but that's all right. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Size doesn't matter. Not right now. We just want to catch more bass, so that was our first bass of the year. First bass of the year. Largemouth. Nice. this shore for bass over that way. Our first bass of the year. First bass of the year. Mark it down. 9:35. Some date. Sure, 16th. Something like that. 4-degree water. I am happy about that, man. That gives me hope. One little bass gives me hope. Yeah. Coming up on the sunset ramp. Where I want to come out here, cut the cabin in there, sleep on the lake. Yeah, if I was to buy another boat, I'd buy one for that. Just spend a few days on the water. That's a nice boat. He's got it. Real nice boat. That's what I would probably want. And I have this is a great fishing boat. That'd be cabin. fish, although you caught it on live. That's good. I'm terrible. Really terrible at fishing. I'm just kind of terrible at fishing. There's an osprey. So pretty. He sees something out here. He's circling. Yeah, they're fish eagles. And he's gonna dive. He's gonna dive. He's slipping. He sees something out here. Sometimes you follow the bird. And these fish eagles, they can see what's in the water better than my fish finder can. What are you guys doing? What are you guys looking at? Huh? Yeah, it's also the Bonanza's theme. That's Bonanza. Right? Yeah, that's not Lone Ranger. Sometimes you get a tune stuck in your head. You're welcome, by the way. Now you're going to be going dum 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 all day long. Bonanza. And blocker. Toss. He died young. Michael Landon's still alive. Where is he dead? Ah. Probably all dead. I don't know. Stop with the trout. Catch another trout, huh? Put it back in the water. It's 10 o'clock. Feels like breakfast time, huh? Feels like breakfast time. Probably not for you guys. You guys probably already ate breakfast. Some of you guys are eating lunch right now. And if y'all over in England eat dinner, supper, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's supper, right? Early dinners in England, I don't know. Offered to take my wife to England last year. Something like that. We need more passports, I think. Mine's expired. If we ever had an international touch, you know what? like to go to Taiwan for the Lantern Festival next year. I think she would really enjoy that. If China doesn't invade. Taiwan is a great country to visit. Looking the other way. It's starting to get paranoid. Picasso, stop video. Picasso, video, stop. I don't understand it. It's like one of my own children. This doesn't listen to me all the time. Rocking and rolling. That's a neat boat. I'm gonna go buy it. I mean, not go buy it, but go buy it. We're gonna go past it. Let me see what kind of boat that is. It's a neat little cabin cruiser, though. It's got a cubby cabin. Looks like it'd be comfortable for an evening or two. I like it. I like it a lot. Now it's stuck in my head. You know, another one that always got stuck in your head was the Sesame Street song. It's a never-ending song. It's funny. It's a never-ending song. It's got a nice deck for fishing. You know, it's like a big enough cabin to enjoy. Just like down a lake. Like I said, it's a weekender. We call them weekenders, you know, we're not going to live on it, but it's just something to spend the weekend on. I like the boat, though. It's a beautiful boat. Let's see, a second. There it is. Real axe. Cute. Let's see what it is. marking on it. Yeah, something on it, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. I like it. His barbecue is up on the bow. He put his barbecue up front, right? And park it right over here. Alright guys, it's gonna be breakfast time. Thanks for watching me catch a few fish. We'll see you later.